Hi guys, or shall I say hello my darlings, and welcome to another video. So today we are doing oud. Some very strong ouds and some very beginner friendly, beautiful, soft, smooth, sweet ouds. So I have something for everybody. These are my favorite, the best of the best ouds that I have encountered that are available to purchase. I'm not saying like, you know, those ouds that cost a few thousand euros and you have to be a Princess Persia to get them, you know what I mean? These are very available, beautiful ouds that anyone can get. So since we're talking about oud, if you don't know what oud is, it's actually a very, very strong, a little bit animalic, woody note. So when it comes to oud, you have to be aware that these days most ouds are synthetic. Oud per se is very, very, very expensive ingredient, and the whole extraction process is very, very complex. So it's very hard to find an actual real oud in fragrances. If you want a real oud, you will probably have to pay thousands of euros to get one, and you will only get few milliliters, if you know what I mean. However, I have some very luxurious fragrances that have beautiful blends of oud. So if you are interested, first subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and now you can watch. So as per usual, first I'm gonna focus on fragrances that I do not have with me, and then I'm gonna move on to the ones I have my bottles with. As you guys know, or maybe not, I travel a lot. I literally live on 2 continents and I'm going back and forth, and that's how my life will probably look like for a foreseeable future. So yeah, I have a whole perfume stash in South Africa, and I also have my collection here in Europe, in Poland, where I currently live. So it is obvious that I will not be duplicating my bottles, so you will have to excuse me, but sometimes I will just have to refer to a fragrance that I have or I had, and I'll show you the picture. But it doesn't change anything. If I do so, I know the fragrance through and through anyway. So the first one that I want to talk to you about is a very, very classic oud fragrance. It's been on the market for a while. It's one of people's favorites, definitely, because it's very soft, it's non-barnyardy, it's a beautiful, smooth oud, appropriate for men and women. However, I can see that definitely more men gravitate towards it, but I love it personally on myself as well, and that is Tom Ford Oud Wood. Now keep in mind with this one, the longevity is not the best, at least on me. On my boyfriend, same. It doesn't last that long as it should, especially for an oud fragrance. But here we have some oud, of course, and it's actually at the top of the pyramid. We also have some rosewood, which also give you that woody, oudy, as I usually say, vibe, with a little bit of like a floral sweetness, if I can say it that way. Then we have, of course, sandalwood and cardamom. This is a very cardamom heavy fragrance. We have vanilla, which smooths everything out. We have tonka, vetiver, amber, and pepper as well. So it's like a spicy, sweet, ambery oud fragrance. I really, really like it. It's perfect for beginners. So if you are new to oud and you want to have something that's, we can say, very good quality, it doesn't last too long. This is something that you definitely will have to overspray after 6 to 7 hours. But it's still very beautiful, so I highly recommend Oud Wood by Tom Ford. Now this one I left in South Africa and I'm already crying about it, but the bottle was a little bit because like I had like a 15 milliliter decant there. But this is a very nice oud, again very smooth, but this one leaves definitely feminine. even though I must say it's still quite unisex, no matter what the name suggests, because the name is Royal Princess Oud by Creed. And I must be completely honest, I'm not that into Creed as a brand. However, with this one, it's fantastic. And for some reason, it's not talked about too much, which is a little bit of shame, because this is a really, really good oud that lasts you a long time and projects beautifully. This is definitely on the powdery side, so you know, it's like a feminine powdery floral oud with patchouli, with some vanilla. You get a lot of iris there. You get some violet, of course rose, because rose goes so well with oud. Most brands do some kind of oud rose combination, but this to me is more of a patchouli iris oriented oud, and this is what it makes the fragrance so unique and so beautiful. I really like it. To be completely honest, this is one of the ouds that I can totally wear day to day. If I'm just running errands, it's fine. The only thing is just that maybe I don't overspray it too much. I say too much because I overspray anyway, everything. But yeah, Royal Princess Oud, very good oud. Now another Tom Ford Oud, and this one I have the full 100 ml bottle that I left in South Africa with my boyfriend, or shall I say for my boyfriend, and that is Tom Ford Noir de Noir. And I'll be completely honest with you, if you haven't seen my recent video on perfume regrets, I will link it right here for you. This one to me is one of the most beautiful ouds that exist. It's a very smooth oud. It has some earthiness to it, with rose, with truffles, which give the fragrance a very chocolatey vibe. It's just beautiful. It's dark, it's mysterious, it's fantastic. It really is. However, it really doesn't work on my skin. I usually have a massive problem with fragrances that combine sweeter notes with earthy tones. For some reason, that combination turns really sour on me. However, on my boyfriend, it smells spectacular. So if you are fine with such combination on your skin, you're gonna absolutely love it. This is one of the most loved Tom Ford fragrances again. And for a good reason. I really love the scent on everybody else but me, which is such a shame and such a bummer, because I actually got it from myself to myself for my birthday. So, you know, I was so disappointed, because I don't really remember it doing it to me, but now after a few years, it's happening. So yeah, Noir de Noir, beautiful fragrance. I highly recommend it. As opposed to the Oud Wood, this one really stays put on your skin and it has a very nice projection. So that's Noir de Noir. Next oud I want to talk to you about. Again, this is the one that lays on men's shelves, but this is also perfect for women, and that is Gucci Intense Oud. And now with this one, we are stepping our game up a little bit, because this is definitely on the stronger side of oud. You can get a little bit of that very animalic, almost barnyardy smell when you first spray it with this one. So be careful with the opening. This is what ouds love to do sometimes. If you have a higher concentration, you can expect that, especially when a very bitter oud oil is used. Of course, synthetic, right? But anyways, Gucci Intense Oud, very good projection and ciliage and longevity. I really love it. Actually, I am planning to order it finally, because I've been raving about it for quite a while now. I love that fragrance because this is the one that you can literally mix with anything and everything. You can mix it with Baccarat Rouge, you can mix it with any sweet fragrance, you can mix it with all the Kayali fragrances, You can mix it with literally almost everything if you want your fragrance to have an oud vibe, because there is not much more to it other than oud. There is some spiciness a little bit, there is some leather if I'm not mistaken, but in general the fragrance is very woody and smooth, so it will go so well with everything, so well. So I highly recommend Gucci Intense Oud if you want to have a basic oud that's very good on lasting power, and if you want something that you can mix with other fragrances, I highly recommend that one. Okay, now we are moving on to my newer discovery, and that is from Memo, and that is a Luxor Oud. So I'll be completely honest, I am not that into those leathery perfumes that Memo is releasing. I'm not really into leather fragrances, but this one is actually a fruity oud. So again, something that's very good for people who are just starting out with ouds. It's very pretty. You really don't get too much of a oud per se. You know it's there. The dry down is very woody, but mainly what I get from this fragrance, which might be weird for you to hear, but what I get from this fragrance, and this is so unique, is a very smoky plum jam. You know, the jam that your grandma maybe used to make. Not sweet at all actually. Very dark plums in a jam form. That's it. That's what you get from that fragrance. It actually really takes me back to my childhood. With some oud though. Very pretty fragrance. This really does last. Projection, I would say, it's not as strong, it's more moderate, but in this case it's actually better because you can pull this off day to day and still be wearing a beautiful oud fragrance. Yeah, this is like a plum jam with woody notes. Very interesting fragrance. I really like it. I must say I really like it. I think it's bottle worthy if those notes that I just described appeal to you, of course. But that's Luxor Oud by Memo Paris. Another one that, well, it is very expensive, I must admit, but I'm definitely loving it at the moment. And this is by the brand Fragrance de Bois, which I've just started discovering. I'm not saying it's the best brand in the world, because in my opinion it's not. I think their fragrances are way overpriced, in my honest opinion. I'm sorry to offend anybody, but this is what I think. And that's it, sue me. They are absolutely overpriced. But they are very pretty. They really are pretty. And the one I do recommend, if you have a little bit more cash to splurge on a fragrance, if you want that beautiful bottle that Fragrance de Bois have, I would suggest going for Oud Jaune Intense. And this one is actually very nice. It's definitely a tropical fragrance. To me, this is a Santal lotion fragrance mixed with some oud in the background. Yeah, on me it is definitely a Santal lotion vibe. As I said a while ago in one of my videos, this smells to me a little bit like bananas. It's kind of like bananas with Santal lotion and woody dry down. It is very interesting, I must say. I don't know if it performs the same way on everybody, but this is what I smell on my skin. I smell bananas. Yeah, but very sophisticated bananas. Like very luxurious bananas, alright? If you are into those things, in general, a tropical fragrance, very nicely blended. It's a very creamy, smooth scent. I must say that. I must give it that, because this is on the other level. But it's bananas. It's still bananas with some oud. So I really like it. Will I purchase the full bottle? Maybe someday in the future. Maybe I will ask my boyfriend to get it for me for Christmas. I don't know, but I still recommend it. I still recommend it. If you have some more cash to spend, get it. But I wouldn't say kill yourself and, you know, go through tears and blood to get that fragrance, because no, I don't think any fragrance is worth doing that, okay? This is pretty, but not struggle worthy. Still maybe bottle worthy. Do I even make sense, guys? Because I think I need to just listen to myself when I'm editing this, because I might be completely nonsenseful. Okay, let's move on. Alright, let's now go through the brand that is very good with ouds. Of course, they are artificial, but they're very good and they have amazing prices. So the fragrance that I want to talk about first is Sheila by Swiss Arabian, and guys, this is my favorite fragrance from the whole brand so far, by far. Yeah, love this one. This is one of the most sophisticated oud rose combinations out there with that price point. Very, very sophisticated. This is a very smooth fragrance, and look at the sprayer, it's like a fountain, like a massive fountain of goodness. I really love it. It's quite similar, I would say it's like a combination of Guerlain, Santal Royal and Armani Prive Rose d'Arabie. This is the vibe that it is having. Very, very nice fragrance. With this one, I honestly don't think it is worth anymore getting Santal Royal or Rose d'Arabie unless you are a guy and Sheila is a little bit too rosy feminine for you. Then get Santal Royal. Yes, and that would be the only circumstance that I would suggest getting the expensive Guerlain more than this one. But if you are a woman, and I know 89% of you are women, my darlings, don't splurge on Santal Royal or even Rose d'Arabie, which I actually do really love. I must admit, I love both of these fragrances, and again, if you have a lot of cash to splurge, I would recommend them all. But from the whole three, this one is the one that I recommend the most, so this one will get on my list because first of all, it has the best price, is inexpensive. I mean, this is definitely more expensive than other Swiss Arabians. This is their, you know, like a more exclusive line of fragrances, but still it's way cheaper than the Guerlain, Santal Royal or Rose d'Arabie. I think it's actually the most expensive of them all. Really, like, if you love those fragrances, get yourself Sheila, because I am currently absolutely obsessed with it. Here you have a beautiful combination of rose, oud, patchouli, some vanilla. Fantastic. It is just fantastic. It is on the sweeter side. It is a little bit earthy, but not too earthy. It's way less earthy than Noir de Noir by Tom Ford, for example, if that's a reference for you. This is way less earthy, even though the patchouli is here. This is more like rose, vanilla, smoky, and oud, you know? But it's just beautiful. I love it so much, guys. I didn't have it in South Africa because I left it here because I was going into summer there, so I really didn't see too much sense of taking those very heavy fragrances, you know. But now I'm back and I'm back at it like no tomorrow. I love it so much. This week, now that I'm doing this video, I think this one is my favorite oud. Of course, this changes almost every day, but this is my favorite oud for today because, you know, I was preparing myself for the video and I was re-sniffing everything that I want to talk to you about, and I sprayed it on myself and I was like, oh my god, yes. So in general, fantastic longevity projection. It is sweet, it is feminine, but still, you know, like most Oud Rose combinations, they do lean definitely unisex, so don't worry about that. I love it so, so much. So that's Sheila by Swiss Arabian. Okay guys, I need to speed it up because I can see I am rambling so, so much. And I don't have much time because you would be here till tomorrow. The next oud that is newer to my collection I'm absolutely obsessed with, and that is Montale Arabians Tonka. This is fantastic. Fantastic. This is oud, it's sugary, it has definitely that Baccarat Rouge 540 vibe. I would say Baccarat Rouge Extrait. That's the vibe that it has. It's more sweet, more dense, more thick. It has a lot of sugar to it. It has a lot of tonka and a lot of saffron. It is a little bit earthy, but not too earthy. Just fantastic. Just fantastic. If you love oud and if you love Baccarat Rouge vibes, this will be your best friend. I have the full video dedicated to this fragrance, so I'll link it here as well. Montale Arabians Tonka, and like, look at the bottle. My favorite Montale bottle. Fantastic. Alright, next one. For this one, I'm getting some hate when I talk about it because then you get it and you're disappointed sometimes. And this doesn't happen too often with my fragrances that I recommend. So, sorry. That is Mugler Alienwood. And I must say guys, I absolutely love this fragrance, but I have to be in a mood for it because the first few minutes of that fragrance are very, very strong, animalic, very indolic oud, okay? Very barnyardy. And I've said it many, many times, I did warn you, so if you got it and that's what's bothering you, like, girl, I warned you. Okay, so this one is very, very unique. This is fantastic fragrance, guys. Oh my god, I love it so, so much. This is so beautiful to me. You basically get alien and you get a lot of oud and cardamom. So if that appeals to you, get it. This is, on me, the most long-lasting alien that has ever existed, maybe except from the original, but 15 years ago, okay? Other than that, this is fantastic. I love it so, so much, but you must be warned, this has a interesting yet difficult opening. Other than that, it's fantastic. So that's Alienwood by Mugler. Another two, I want to show them together because again I have a full video dedicated to them, and that is Swiss Arabian Shaghaf Oud and Oud Bouquet by Lancome. They are indeed very, very similar. Shaghaf Oud is of course way more inexpensive, so if you don't want to spend too much money, just get this one, but be aware that this smells way more synthetic than Oud Bouquet. And recently I even got a message when I was doing a comparison, and someone said that, oh, because of you I got Shaghaf Oud, and now that you're doing this review I would have gone for Oud Bouquet. Guys, first of all, my own nose grows and changes as well. Maybe when I started doing this channel I didn't see much difference between them two. But now that I've tested so many fragrances, I now see differences. You know, this is how your nose grows and this is how you grow as a human being. So I really, really suggest sniffing the fragrances if you have possibility to do so first before you purchase, because I am just a human and my nose also changes and my opinion changes. And basically what I said many times before, even before I did a video dedicated to these two fragrances. I said that this is sharper and I said that this is smoother, so I didn't say anything really differently than I said before. But anyways, watch the video if you want to have the comparison, but in general these are two very similar fragrances, beautiful smooth ouds. This one is smoother, but it is more woody. This one is way sweeter, but it is sharper. And basically this is a combination of Oud Rose and praline. Fantastic, it's beautiful, very feminine and very, very strong, both of them. So I highly recommend them. Oud Bouquet by Lancome and Shaghaf Oud by Swiss Arabian. Okay, next fragrance that I want to show you is Malone Rose and White Musk Absolu. And yes, if you go to Fragrantica, you will not, most probably you will not see Oud as the description, but I told you the reason many times. Brands do not disclose their full note structure anymore. But if you go to Jo Malone website, there is a whole description of that fragrance and there is oud in there. So this one is another beautiful smooth oud with the most realistic deep sweet rose that has ever existed, with musk, with some amber. This is absolutely gorgeous. I would say it's more feminine, to be completely honest, at least in my opinion, because of that beautiful jammy rose. It's too rosy to be worn by like a manly man. You know what I mean? I just don't really see that. But anyways, anyone can wear whatever they want, and maybe some guys can pull it off, who knows. I love it so much. It was another birthday gift on my last birthday in February. Fantastic. And this Jo Malone really does last and really does project. It's absolutely gorgeous of a fragrance. And I must admit, guys, if you are debating between Jo Malone Velvet Rose and Oud, which is quite popular, and this one, get yourself this one. Like, hands down, get yourself this one. This is their more expensive range that was only supposed to be in the Middle Eastern market, but now it is available everywhere. So yeah, check it out. It's beautiful, beautiful. And again, I have a full dedicated review to this one, so I will put it out there as well for you. Okay guys, now I think I only have one last fragrance to show you, but before I do that, I wanna give you some heads up, because I know that some people might ask, and that is, no, I have not tried Oud for Greatness just yet by Initio. Unfortunately, it's very hard to get a sample. In South Africa it was absolutely impossible, and here in Poland it is also surprisingly quite difficult, but I actually did find a store that will carry it for me to Poland, so you can expect me testing it soon. So that's that for Oud for Greatness. Another fragrance that I wanna really recommend you before I get to my last bottle that I have here with me is from Maison Christian Dior, and I want to talk about my favorite oud from the whole line. And no, that is not Oud Ispahan, no, that is not Purple Oud, which I actually do really like. That is Oud Rosewood. And I know that it's not available in some countries. I know that, again, as Dior really likes to do, they released it for Middle Eastern market, if I'm not mistaken, first, and then they will deliver further on. But guys, this is so beautiful. This is Oud and Rosewood, you know, very strong scent, very beautiful, very interesting and potent and just intoxicating. Definitely one of the strongest ouds I have ever smelled. And for some reason, even though it's such a strong woody fragrance, it has no barnyard notes to it. It's a very smooth, very refined oud. Fantastic. With that rosewood combined, you know, rosewood can have that little bit of a floral tone to it, if you know what I mean. You know, even though it's wood, it's a little bit like sweet, a little bit sweet. Just beautiful. I absolutely love that fragrance, and I really wish I got my hands on it when I was in Dubai. I might do it next time, or ask my boyfriend to get it for me if he's gonna be flying to me through Dubai. So Oud Rosewood is amazing. If you are to get any oud fragrance from Maison Christian Dior range, if this is what you want, I would highly suggest getting Oud Rosewood, because this is the most potent one, the least barnyard, the smoothest, and the most amazing. I just love it. I absolutely love it. So that's from Maison Christian Dior, my recommendation. Okay guys, and last but not least, I think this is the fragrance that we were all waiting for, and you all know what's gonna happen now. My favorite oud, and that is Oud Satin Mood by Kurjan. My boyfriend is the only person in the whole universe who doesn't really like it. Okay, maybe my mom as well, because she's not really into oud. But the rest of the world just prays to me on their knees when I smell like that. People love it. People love it. For some reason, people love it so much. And my best friend is getting married in June. And from all the fragrances that I am struggling to choose a proper one for her wedding, because I'm going to be the bridesmaid, I actually think I'm gonna wear this, even though it's June and it's gonna be probably quite hot. I just want to suffocate everybody. I just wanna, I'm sorry, I think that's what I'm gonna wear. Yeah, this is oud, this is rose, a lot of vanilla and some violet. As I always say, this is, yes, rose oud combination, but the vanilla is more prominent than the roses. So fantastic. I love it so much. This has such a beautiful projection, and sillage and longevity is just exquisite. So you really cannot go wrong with it. If you are to splurge on a more expensive fragrance, and if you want an oud fragrance, I think out of all of them, I must say I would choose this one, just because this is so amazing. This is such a love of mine, you have no idea. So yeah, that's Oud Satin Mood by Kurjan. And I think that's it. I think I'm done. There are so many ouds that I do like, but these are the ones that I really highly recommend. For example, out of Rose d'Arabie from Armani, or the Santal Royal by Guerlain, I would recommend Sheila the most, because it's very similar to both of them. It has, you know, the best of both worlds from both of them, but it's so much less expensive. So yeah, or with the Oud Bouquet, I think you have to choose for yourself. I would personally choose Oud Bouquet by Lancome, but if you don't splurge too much, you can easily go with Shaghaf. So yeah, that's it guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I tried to combine a list of fragrances that are basically ouds for any occasion, and for people who are beginners, but also people who are very advanced in ouds. So I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next video.